welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking the Transformers Selects, Artfire, and Nightstick, and as you can see here they are, and they look absolutely amazing. Before we take a look at them, let's take a look at the packaging. So of course we have the typical Selects artwork with a really nice Autobot symbol, very spray painted on there with some Cybertronian language there. Looks really cool, and of course if you turn it this way, you have the Artfire and Nightstick text, and that's pretty much it for the packaging. So let's take a look at the figures. First, going to take a look at the Battlemaster Nightstick. Of course, he is a very similar mold to Fire Drive and many others. The list goes on, so I will have a comparison with Fire Drive in just a second. Let's quickly take a look at this Battlemaster, and then we'll of course get on to the main event, Artfire. So he does come with 4 Blastoid pieces here. There's 2 similar ones here, just long little blast pieces here, and we do have some kind of twirled spiral ones here which have been used before, just blue, so that's really nice. Let's quickly take a look at him. So a lot of him is black and just gray, which is pretty cool. We have some black for the arms and the legs, which I think looks pretty good. Nice sculpting. We have the little hands there. We do have some ports on the arms where you can get the weapon on the back and plug into, which I will show in just a second. For the head, it's mostly just red. You can pick out, the typical facial features like the mouth, the eyes. Really just the eyes are a visor, and of course you could pick out probably the nose there, but a very small face, so it is kind of hard to catch on camera. But love the paneling detailing. Lots of really nice sculpting detailing. A pretty cool mini-con indeed. I do, a lot of people might not like it as much because it's not most creative. Of course, it's not a brand new mold, I do agree, but still, I really like mini-cons because they add a lot to this display and setup. They give some more variety. They're not all the same size, so that's why I really like them. I would have liked a new mold, but I wasn't expecting one when they first revealed the set, so not surprising, but still a very cool mini-con. So of course, for feature-wise, you can just unpeg this, so there is these 2 little clip sections here, and then this just clips right into place like that. So you can just unclip that, and then there is a peg right there, and that will just port right into place, and then he has his weapon, and he actually holds up the weight pretty good, which is nice. I'm very glad of that. He's not really, side heavy or back heavy whenever you have it on his back, which is quite nice. You can get him into some pretty cool positions. Of course, he does not really have a knee bend, so it is limited, but still quite cool. Really, all of it is just ball joints, but still pretty cool. There's a lot of options that you can do with this figure. Of course, you can, get some blaster pieces, attach them onto the end of the blaster, which then that will definitely make him forward heavy, but still pretty cool for pictures, display and all that sort of stuff. So let's bring out his mold mate, Fire Drive. So here he is. This was, I'm pretty sure, the original. This was from Siege and the Battlemaster's line. And of course, he did come with these same Blastoid pieces, except they are red. So as you can see, they are the exact same, just these are blue and these are red. Unfortunately, mine is a tiny bit bent, but I can just easily bend that back. Fire Drive did come with 2, of course, so exact same, just like this one. And these 2 spiral ones, those came with many other Battlemasters in Siege, just a different color. I'm pretty sure several were purple and red. Maybe we even got like a dark blue version, so yeah, nothing crazy, but still a nice addition of blaster pieces to the collection. You can use a lot of those for stop motions, really cool pictures, and not lots of display options, so it's really nice. But very cool mini-cons. Let me know which version do you like the most, this one, Nightstick, or Fire Drive. So very cool. I'm just going to move these off to the side, and then we're going to get into Articulation. Of course, it's not very crazy, just there's a ball joint at the arm, so it can rotate all the way around. Same for the other arm. There's really no waist rotation. There's a ball joint at the leg, so all the articulation you would expect in a Battlemaster. So let's quickly get into transformations. So for that, you just need to clip this weapon section back on, and you can move this over the head just like that. You can then clip the feet together, just like that, and then there is these little tab sections here, and they will just go right into those slots right there, and there's this hinge right here that will just hinge down, and then you can just tab that into place. And hopefully you can see it, there is a really small slot right there on both sides, and there is tabs on the inside of the arm near the hands, and those will just clip right into place as well. And there is the blaster fully complete, which I think looks pretty cool. I will bring out Fire Drive in just a second for comparison. It's the exact same transformation and sculpt, of course, just different paint, but I think that looks really cool. Of course, you can add the blaster pieces to the ports or pegs, which do look very, very cool. Of course, you could mix and match them. You could get the little spiral ones or spinning ones there, more slender ones, and you could do something like that, which looks pretty cool. So let me just go transform Fire Drive, and I'll do a quick comparison. Fire Drive and Nightstick next to each other. I think they do look very, very cool next to each other. Of course, they are very, very similar. They both have the exact same sculpt, just different paint apps. But I do think they are two very cool Micromasters or Battle Masters, if you want to get down to the technical term. I think they do look very, very nice. Again, same transformation, a very simple transformation as you just saw. It's just a few steps. I'm going to quickly take a look at the details of Nightstick and his gun mode, and then I'll show you how he can incorporate into Artfire. So of course, blue plastic pieces there. Of course, he does come with another set of two, which are a little more slender and more of a spiral, which you can of course mix and match with all the other Battle Masters and figures that you want to. So lots of black. We do have some nice little missile detailing right there on the front, which would be cool if you could attach blaster pieces, but you can't. We do have some paneling detailing on top. We do have the handle, which of course is used to have figures hold him. And yeah, overall, very, very nice. A lot of the same colors. I would like maybe a little bit more color to them, but very, very cool. So I'm just going to reposition the camera so I can show you how he can incorporate into Artfire. I have Artfire and Nightstick right next to each other, so I'm just going to quickly show you how they can be incorporated. So what you're just going to want to do is just get this peg, and it will just slide right into Artfire's hand. It's very simple. It's really just how all the other Battle Masters have worked before, but I still think it looks really, really good. Of course, this is not the only Battle Master. There is many others that were in Siege, so of course you can have him dual wield some Battle Masters. You could get Fire Drive, have him in the other hand. I think that would look really, really cool. So again, he does come with another set of blaster pieces, so you can mix and match them and customize them. You could incorporate them into the rifle, which now he is definitely ready to battle some Decepticons. He does have another rifle and a hose beside his head, so yeah, he is ready for combat. I think he looks really, really cool. Very, very nice minicon. And again, they really did not have to incorporate this minicon in the set. Actually, when this first was revealed for pre-order, I was thinking, okay, it's just a grapple repaint. I was not expecting a new Battle Master to be in there. Even though it is a repaint, I still do think it's a really nice addition to the set. So let's get into the Artfire section of this review. So let's get right into it. So we have Artfire, and I think he looks really, really cool. Let's take a look at the details. So let me just move him a little bit closer. So for the head sculpt, I think it looks quite nice. We have some silver for the face. We do have some nice blue for the eyes, some more blue on the side of the crest section. We do have some more silver, and really some black for the main helmet section. We have some white on the outer parts. We do have some nice gray for these wing sections, some silver for the shoulders. We do have some black for the lower part of the shoulder, mostly red for the rest of the arm. For the hand, we just have black. Quite nice. Lots of paneling detailing on the side. Looks pretty good. For the chest, we do have some nice transparent blue plastic window there. We do have some little windshield wipers there. We do have a nice Autobot symbol done in red. Looks pretty good. We do have some nice blue headlights, a little car frame piece there, whatever you would call it, hood. Looks pretty good. Right in the chest. Nice silver. We do have some nice black for the hips, some more black on there. We have some red on the side. For the rest of the legs, really just red, some more silver little canisters on the side. Looks pretty good. On the feet, we do have some nice white and red. We do have the tires there with some black on the outside and some red for the rims on the inside. So I think that looks pretty nice. On the back, we do have the big ladder section, which of course is compressed right now, but I think it, compresses quite nicely and it doesn't stick out too bad. So very, very nice. So nice details. I'm going to quickly go over articulation, and then we'll get into all of his accessories and how they incorporate into the figure itself. So for articulation wise, you can compress these little wing sections. I am going to, so they're not in the way. For the head right now, it can rotate all the way around. It is a little bit of a task because it is surrounded by this outer section there, so I do apologize for that being slow. It cannot look up or down, which is unfortunate. For the arm, it can rotate all the way around. It can move out and in. There is a swivel. There is an elbow bend. And if you want to, there is some hand articulation. This can compress, but that's really due to transformation. So pretty good articulation there. There is some waist rotation. You will have to move the ladder out if you want to get a full rotation. So there we go. For the legs, I'm going to move the arms out of the way. I'm going to lower the camera a little bit so you have a better view. You can extend to a full splits. Pretty good. There is kicking forward motion to that far. It can also kick that far back, which is quite nice because the ladder does not get in the way at all. That is quite nice. So there you go. And of course there is a knee bend. Also there is an ankle pivots to a very good degree. So yeah, overall, a very good degree. You can also kind of unravel the foot, but that's again really due to transformation, but still, if you want some really dynamic poses, you can do that, so that is quite nice. I'm just going to straighten him out a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how all of the accessories are incorporated into this figure. So I'm just going to bring these wing sections back out, so I want him in the full Artfire mode. So he does come with a lot of accessories, so let's start it off. So first up, he does have this typical rifle which came with the previous two versions of this mold, Grapple and Inferno. Nothing has changed, but I still do quite like it. We have a little pipe section there, there's a little scope, and of course this can attach to a blaster piece at the end, which I can get right now. This one came of course in this set with Nightstick, so that looks pretty cool there. A little loose, but stays on, so that's pretty good. And of course it can just store right into his hand, just slide that right into place, and he can get into some really cool battle poses. And that's pretty much it for storage wise for the rifle. That's all I've really thought of. Of course, this is all the storage for the weapons is just what was in the instructions right now. So there could be others, custom ways that you could find. So if you have any other ways of storing the rifle, please do let me know in the comments. So there you go. And the next accessories, there's really only one way to store them. That is in the instructions, of course. So what you're going to want to do is just go to the side of the leg here, and there's these little hose pieces. They're made of solid plastic, they're not rubber or anything, and there is a peg, and there is a port, and that will just plug right into place. These did also come with Inferno, not Grapple, of course, because Grapple was not a fire truck, he was more of a crane. Move over to the other side, it does come with two, which is quite nice, and just plug that right into place. So there we go. And that is a quite nice addition, of course. When I first got Inferno, I was really only expecting to have one of these hoses, but it came with two, which is really nice. So, very, very good. So the next two accessories are both kind of hose pieces. We have this little piece here, which has really only one way to store in the robot mode. There is a separate way to store this in the fire truck mode, which I will show, of course, when it's in the fire truck. So, very nice sculpting, just gray. And there is a little peg right there, and that will just plug right into place. So, very, very nice. For this next accessory, there is two ways to store it, which I think is quite nice. I'm going to show you this on the arm first. So what you can do is just rotate in the hand, and there is a port there, and there is a peg, and that will just plug right into place. So this can form like a water cannon, water hose, whatever you want to call it. Of course, you could attach some blue blaster pieces to there so it looks like it's shooting out water, which is pretty cool, which I will grab one right now and just attach it to there. I think that looks pretty cool. You could probably, stack a ton. I know with the Arc, it came with a ton of big blue blaster pieces, so you can make a really big burst shooting out, which would look really cool. So there we go. This piece did also come with Inferno Grapple as well. This hose piece did come with Inferno, but not Grapple. So we can just take that off there. So now I'm going to show you the second way you can store this piece. Let me just take that off of there, of course. We can just bring the hand back out to the neutral position. We can go back here, and it is only on this side. There is a slot section right there, and there is a tab, and you're just going to want to slide that right into place. So that is the alternate way to store this piece, which is quite cool. It does look kind of finicky, you know, will it fall off? I have not had it fall off at all, so I think it's fine. Don't be worried about that or anything. So, yes, this does come with a lot of accessories, as you can see, which I think is definitely a really cool factor of this set. I do think this set is definitely a really good bang for your buck. I paid $36 for this, and it came with like 9 accessories. Of course, it does have all these, and 4 blaster pieces, and of course also a minicon. So definitely a really good bang for your buck. I highly recommend this set. So let's get into some comparisons. I'm just going to have to zoom out the camera a little bit because we do have several comparisons. Here we have him with the original mold, Grapple, and the second version of this mold, Inferno, and of course we have the third one right in the middle. I think they do look very, very cool next to each other. As you can see, the overall structure is very similar, accessories are very similar, but there is some areas here and there that are different. Like head sculpt-wise, between Grapple and these two, completely different. Between Artfire and Inferno, the head sculpts are pretty similar, really just down to paint apps, I would say. Because he does have blue on these little side crest sections, he has yellow on those sections there. But the chest, the legs, the arms are all very similar, really just gets down to paint apps. But of course, you know, this one has the big claw or crane piece. These two do not have that piece. And he does not include any hose pieces like on the legs or on the side of the head. But yeah, very cool figures right here. This is the original. This one came out in Earthrise, this one was in Kingdom, and this is in the Selects line. Which I do like how all 3 of these are pretty easy and accessible. I mean, this was a main line, this was a main line, and this is Selects. And Selects, they're really not that hard to get. I mean, I got this from a small store, and it shipped very fast, and it wasn't overpriced at all. I will leave a link in the description where I bought this. Not sponsored or anything, just to help you out, so very, very easy. And if you don't want to buy it from there, you can get on Hasbro Pulse. I'm pretty sure it is available for pre-order. I haven't checked in a while, but it should be available, I would assume. So, yeah, 3 very good molds and characters. Let me know, between these 3, which one do you like the most? I'm not sure if they're going to continue this mold. Maybe this will be it. They could do another one. Who knows? I wouldn't mind if they did another one. I think this mold is very, very good. Of course, people do have problems with the Grapple one. There is complaints of breakage on those pegs in the transformation. As you can see, mine has never broken. The pegs back there, a lot of people had problems with those pegs that they are too tight and big, and they would snap off. Mine has never done that, or these other 2, so maybe that was just a small problem, but I have seen a lot of reviews where people have said, oh, it snapped off, it broke, you know, now it's just, you know, broken and I can't do anything. I haven't worried about these 2 at all. I wouldn't be worried to, you know, not buy them. I highly suggest these characters, these figures. So, yeah, I'm glad they do not have these breakage problems. So, very good. And I'm just going to quickly bring out his little Minicon Battlemaster buddy just to show you what he looks like next to each other. So, there you go. So, yeah, very, very cool figures. So, now let's get into transformation. So, I'm just going to take all these figures off to the side. So of course you do not have to take off the accessories for transformation. I won't take all of them off, but I will take off the hose piece, the gun, and that little piece on the back, just in case they get in the way or fall off or anything. So I'm just going to quickly do that, and then we'll get into transformation. We have all the accessories off. Let's get right into transformation. So the transformation is really, really simple. It's the exact same as Grapples and Infernos. So let's get right into it. Hopefully I won't go too fast, so I will try and go a little bit slow so you can understand everything. So there is some parts that are kind of unclear and a little bit messy, so hopefully I can show you well. So let's get right into it. So first up, we're going to just flip in the hands, just like that. There we go. Do the same thing on the other arm, of course. And then go to the back. There is a slot right there, and there is a tab on the little fin wing piece. Just tab that right into place. Do the same thing on the other side. Just compress that like that. And then you can just disconnect this whole section there. So there is these little tabs right there, and that really just slides right into that section right there. You can bring these sections out to the side. There is tabs on the arm pieces, and they just go right into that slot right there. So these just kind of stay there for now. We don't really need to do anything with the arms for a little while. For the legs, you can just bring these and compress them like that. Do the same thing for the other foot, of course. And then again, we'll get back to those a little bit later. So now, what we're going to want to do is just kind of zoom the camera out a little bit, because things do get a little bit crowded and messy. So, unravel this whole section. So there is a tab that goes right into that slot right there. You're just going to want to unravel everything. You can get the headpiece, rotate that around, and then you need to make sure to have a good grip on this, because this hinge here is very tight. So just hinge this whole section up like that, and then you can get this ladder section, rotate that forward, and that's pretty much it for now. So now you can rotate this whole section like that. You can get the arms and rotate these forward just so they're out of the way for now. And then you're going to want to compress this whole section here. And this is the section where a lot of people were worried about breakage, because the pegs, a lot of people were saying they snap off and get stuck into those little ports right there. I've transformed this figure about 5 times. It's never happened. It's never happened with Grapple or Inferno, so I'm not really worried at all. So definitely highly suggest this figure. So we're just going to get those pegs, and of course just peg them right into place. So just align those up just like that, and just peg them right into place. So there we go. That lines up everything. And now we're going to do, of course, the arms. So these will just hinge in, and then you're going to get that swivel at the elbow. Just swivel that in. Do the same thing for the other arm. I'm going to move the camera down a little bit so you can see better. Move that in. Use that swivel. And as you can see, there is a slot on this side. There is a tab on this side, and there is a slot on this side, and that will just tab right into place, just like that. And as you can see, there is pegs on both sides, and there is ports on the inside of the arms, and those will just align up just like that. Just compress those down. Let's just kind of make sure everything's nice and connected. And I do apologize if there's a sudden jolt. We do need to extend the ladder. Sometimes it can be very tight, and then you want to hear that clicking noise, and then you know everything is ready and complete. So of course none of the accessories are on besides the little hose pieces. So I'm going to quickly show the details without the accessories so nothing's covered up, and then I'll show you how they incorporate into the truck mode. So here it is. I think it looks really cool. Of course I will have comparison with the previous 2 versions of this mold in just a second. So let's take a look at it. So the ladder looks amazing. Lots of crisscross detailing. Looks really cool. Exactly like a fire truck ladder would be. Of course there could be a person up there putting out the fire. You can attach the little hose piece on the other side. I will show you how you can do that in just a second. We do have a lot of red and black. For the front of the truck, I think it looks really nice. We do have some headlights, nice Autobot symbol, some transparent blue plastic for the windows. We have some more on the sides, some mirrors there. You could probably imagine a door there. The wheels do look quite nice. Of course, some gray for the hose, some little canisters there, probably holding water in real life. And of course, the other side is the exact same. We do have some paneling detailing, looks quite nice. And on this cloth surface, it actually rolls really well. Of course, not all the wheels are rolling, because again, this is a cloth surface, so there is some grab. If there was this flat surface, it would roll quite a bit better. So, very nice. So, really cool looking. Let's incorporate all the accessories. So I'm just going to zoom out a tiny bit so we can get everything in view. So first up, we're going to get this little pull piece. This can attach this right here. So there is a slot. There's a tab, and there is a slot right there. And that will just slide right into place. Sometimes it doesn't align perfectly. Have to get a little bit closer. So there we go. So that just tabs right into place. There is not one on the other side. It has to be on that side. So there we go. For this hose piece, there is a peg on the ladder piece, and there is a port right there. And that just pegs right into place like that. And of course, those hose pieces that we saw earlier on the legs just stay right there. For the gun, this can attach on either side. There is a port, and there is a peg on both sides of the gun, so it can be either side. I'm going to attach on this side just because, so it can be on the same side as all the other accessories, so you can see. Looks pretty cool. Of course, you can attach the Battle Master. This can really go wherever you want. I typically just kind of plug it right here. Let me just move the ladder up. There is a port right on top, as you can see, and there is a peg of the handle. and that will just peg right on top. So I think that looks pretty cool. So the full armorized or weaponized fire truck, definitely not Earth-based, very futuristic alien, nothing you would see on Earth right now. So I think that looks really, really cool. Let's get a comparison with the other fire truck and crane modes. We have all three of the versions of this mold, and they're all modes, and I think they do look very, very cool. But as you can see, they are all very, very similar. Between really the front and the main body section, you can see a lot of similarities. They all have the same exact black rifle there, which does look very cool. They all do have that little water piece on the side of the crane section. And yes, the main overall structure is very similar. As you can see, between Inferno and Artfire, they are both fire trucks, but of course Grapple is more of a crane vehicle. He does have this added on crane section piece, but again, between Artfire and Inferno, they have all the same accessories, just different paint apps. But Grapple is quite similar, just a few new molded sections for the crane piece and the claw piece, so yeah. But overall, very cool figures, highly recommend them, and I do really like how easy they were to get. These two are mainline, this one is selects, and it was only $36, and it did come with a ton of accessories and a new Battle Master, so that's very, very cool. So articulation-wise, for this vehicle mode, there's not a ton, really, just with the crane, so I'm just going to kind of push these a little bit back so I can show you a little bit better. So if you have a good grip on this, it can rotate, of course, all the way around. It can go up, all the way forward and back, and of course side to side. So pretty good articulation in the train. Of course it can roll, so not a ton of articulation, but still a very cool alt mode. So definitely I'm gonna have to say my favorite of these three is definitely Artfire. Just the bang for your buck, a lot of really cool accessories, really cool paint apps, just an overall very good figure. Let me know in the comment section below which one you like the most between these three. I will leave a link to where I bought this figure in the description below. Not sponsored or anything, just wanted to help you out. So let's get into the final thoughts. I think overall this figure is just absolutely amazing. Let's get into the robot mode first. So the robot mode, I think it's absolutely amazing. The paint apps are really good. The articulation is very good too. I think it'd be better if there was a little bit easier way to show the articulation of the head, because it is surrounded by a lot of other things. I would like if it could, move up and down a little bit, but it can't. But overall, a pretty good head articulation, really nice sculpt of it too. It is a little bit similar to the Inferno head sculpt, but not too bad. For the Battle Master, I think it's really nice. It is very similar to Fire Drive, but I always do like when they include little mini-cons or Battle Masters in there. It gives some variety to the pack, and not so similar to just a typical Voyager. I really do like how many accessories it comes with. It comes with a rifle, tons of hose pieces, which can store in several different ways on the robot and vehicle mode. I do really like how it comes with 4 blaster pieces. When I first saw this set and it was revealed, I was not even expecting it to come with a Battlemaster, and then I saw that it came with 4 blaster pieces. Typically with Battlmasters, they will only come with maybe even 1, sometimes 2, but it came with 4. Yes, they're all, there's doubles of them. They're not all 4, different ones. They're just blue, all of them, which I think is fine. It does make sense they're blue, of course, because this is a fire truck, so you can use them for it to put out fire, of course, so that does make perfect sense. I do like how you can mix and match them with a Battlemaster, and on here you can have one, more thick one and more spiraling long ones, so you can add a lot of different, picture and stop motion effects to it, so very, very cool. For the transformation, very simple, just a few times where it's a little bit, finicky, especially when unraveling the big back crane section. I do wish it was a little bit easier to extend. Sometimes it's a little hard and, again, finicky. But overall, very smooth transformation. Pretty much the exact same as Inferno's, and a little bit different from Grapple, because Grapple doesn't have those little wing fin pieces by his head. For the fire truck mode, very good. Love the paint apps. Really like the big long ladder. It can store all the accessories very easily, like the blaster, the little hose piece, and again the other hose piece. And these little pieces on the side can connect to the canisters, which does look quite nice. The paint apps are very good. It rolls very well, even on a cloth surface, which is really nice. It makes for really cool, display pieces. Very good stop motions. I actually do have a stop motion. It should be out by the time you're seeing this video, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I think it does look really good. And also, speaking of stop motion, motions, I'm starting to add audio and effects to my stop motions. So if you have seen my stop motions before and you saw they had no audio, well, now they do. So that's very, very exciting. I know a lot of people have been asking add audio, and I finally did it, and I think I really like the job I've been doing. So from now on until the end of this channel, which I hope isn't, never or for a very long time, I will always have audio unless there is some technical difficulty. So hopefully you will really like my stop motions more now because there's audio. I know it will add a lot to my stop motions, and again, I already did make one for this figure. So a very good pack, definitely a really good bang for your buck. It comes with like 9 accessories, a really cool Voyager, a really cool Battlemaster. Yes, just a repaint, but really nice addition to this set. So not really sure where I'm going to display this, but I do have a setup little update video coming out, or it should be already out by the time you're seeing this video. So let me know, where should I put this figure? Should it be next to Grapple or Inferno? I don't know. And again, let me know which one do you like the most between these 3, Grapple, Inferno, or of course Artfire. My personal favorite is this figure right here. It's just an amazing figure. I think that's it. I really hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time.